It is the Homemade Broadcast. It's episode 568. My name's Will Kuncz. This is Anna Hummel.
Hello, good day, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, everything's great.
Back in the Oval Office.
Mhm.
Nice and sweaty. Just got back from the
Jacked.
gymnasium.
Good for you.
Thanks. Been going every day. I missed Friday,
That's fine.
but I went every day, every weekday.
How do you
since.
feel? Do you feel fitter? Do you feel stronger?
I was actually surprised. I lifted weights this week, and I was surprised with the amount of weight I was able to lift.
Good.
So-
Well, are you maintaining form or you just, who knows? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm doing my best.
Okay,
That's
great.
what I can tell you.
Great.
I'm just making sure out of the corner of my eye nobody's looking at me funny.
Oh,
You don't want to be looked at.
I don't think anyone, unless you're doing something absolutely outrageous,
Yeah.
everyone is just concerned about themselves,
Right.
you know?
Right. Yeah. Well, good. Thank
Mhm.
God. I saw there was one kid I saw in there who's probably about 125 pounds, and he had the 80-pound dumbbells, and he was doing the back curl thing.
Wait, yeah, what was the weight you said?
80s. He had the 80s. It was pretty impressive, and he didn't do very many, but he actually did get the 80-pound
Up?
dumbbell up, and for his size, I was
I
pretty
mean, if you're
impressed.
using like your back,
He's jerking.
you're jerking
Yeah.
using momentum. I don't think I'd give you full credit.
That's true.
but,
That's a good point.
you know, that's why I asked about form. Like, if
Right.
you're just trying to isolate the tricep,
Yeah,
fine.
he
but-
wasn't like, doing it real slow
Uh-huh.
and, getting every muscle in there. He was just going,
Yeah.
but he got it. I mean, it was
Okay.
still kind of impressive. Oh,
All
I gotta
right.
fix my hair now. But yeah, welcome back to the show. It's a Wednesday, 6 p.m. Tell your friends we're live, willsyoutube.com. There's a Substack available, audio only podcast, full uncensored. We've been doing like an hour and a half really
Yeah.
on shows,
Mhm.
not even an hour, but there's at least an extra half an hour after we conclude here. So yeah, check it out, hmbradio.substack.com. There's a free subscription. Please go subscribe there for free. Anyway, subscribe on every platform you possibly can. It helps out. Give thumbs up to the vids and the content, and sharing. That's a good free way to help. We got the super chats going too. If you want to comment and do that, that's always nice. Or Venmo, Will Kuntz on Venmo, and I split it with Anna. So
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
Do you want to start with our health issues?
Do you have health issues?
Oh, I got issues.
What's your issue?
Well, I got a couple of issues.
What's wrong?
Well, this is just kind of like a silly one, but so I'm old now.
I know.
I'm in my late 30s.
40 years old. You just
Not
turned
quite
40.
on the heels of 40. And there's some things that happen with age that I'm not a fan of. Maybe it's the fact that I'm seeing more gray hairs.
Menopause.
Perimenopause is on its way, I'm sure. Nothing quite yet, but I'm sure in the next 2 years I'll feel something. I went to the hairdresser not too long ago, and they like to tell you, my hairdresser is amazing. Nick the Gun Guys. I know you're not familiar with that, but they
No.
might know who that person is. His lady, who is fantastic. And I remember last time that she saw me, she goes, "Looks like we have a few gray hairs, totally normal." And I was like, I don't care about if they're normal or not. I'm like, can you pull them out of my head?
Mm.
And she was like, "No, we don't do that. Like, we let them grow. We can always like dye it." So anyways, that's one of the changes that happens with age. Another one I've noticed is that I got me some cellulite, which is
Yeah.
totally normal, and
Hell
that's
yeah.
fine. But it really bothers me on this one spot on my upper thigh.
Mm.
So
Can you show the camera? The
well,
spot?
yeah, I will, and you'll see it. And it's actually harder to see the cellulite, and the reason for that is I tried this gimmick product that gave me hickeys all over my leg.
Oh, you did the suction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't like eliminate the cellulite, but my thought was I used to do like dry brushing. I'm not sure if you even know what that is.
Yeah, it's a little stone thing that you scrape.
No, that's gua sha, but
Okay.
it's like a brush and you do it dry and it exfoliates your skin. It also helps with the appearance of cellulite, not to be confused with the removing of cellulite. Two very different things. But I am in the camp of just trying to hide the appearance. I don't really care about the fundamental structure of the fat in the skin. I don't care. Just I don't want to see it.
Mhm.
So I bought this gimmicky thing thinking maybe it will like inflame, the skin and kind of plump it up so that you see the dimples less. Well, just a bunch of bruises all up and down my leg.
You kind of see. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like a meth head.
Yeah. And
A
I just
little
did it
bit.
on one leg to see if I could see the comparison. And you certainly can.
Wow.
So cellulite is less visible because my legs are black and blue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does. It does give the appearance that you may be engaging in methamphetamine
that
drug abuse.
And then I do have another, I wouldn't say it's a health issue, but it's a body issue. I messed up like my back
Yeah.
in jujitsu, and my back is fine now. Like it was like, I felt like I had like a kink, like in my shoulder, like my trap. And the kink is pretty much gone. But now I have episodes of tingliness in my right arm that go all the way down to my fingertip.
Oh, yeah.
About 15 times a day.
Yeah, I have that all the time.
Yeah.
Both my arms just fall asleep.
Just when you're not doing anything.
Sleep usually when I'm laying down. Like
but not when you're like laying on it. That makes sense if you're
if I'm laying down, just I guess the way my neck goes or something. Just it's not good. I mean, I'm just used to that though.
Right.
My elbows are in excruciating pain from lifting.
Okay.
Yeah. My doctor called me today and he's like, "Hey, I want to let you know how dire your situation is." And I'm like, "Okay, I get it. I'm going to the gym." And he goes, "You are, yes, and that's good, but you are in imminent, trying to think of the exact words you use. Like you could have a heart attack now when we're on the phone. So we really need to get this going." He's like, "I know you don't want to take any drugs or anything, but I was like, do you want me to take the drug?" And he just said, "Yes, I do."
Can we say doctor in quotes? Because that's what you're dealing with.
He is a doctor. He is a physician's assistant. So he did go to medical school. He did graduate, but I think that means he didn't pass the whatever.
I think it's a different path.
Equivalent.
Completely.
Well, I think it's just he didn't take the clinical whatever.
I think
looks like the bar exam for doctors. What is that?
MCATs?
Maybe. That sounds right.
So just a few questions from me about him. He saw your results.
Yep.
And he didn't say anything then, and then like had a sleep on it, and then was like, "Actually, Will might die."
Well, he did, but he knew I didn't want to take any medicine.
Okay.
So I guess he kind of kept it, but he must have thought about it and was just like, "I got to tell this guy he needs to take medicine."
Okay.
So, this is week 3 in the gym, so I'm not expecting results overnight, but I'm going to go ahead and take the medicine and see what happens in 6 months, see where I'm at. And hopefully I can get off of them.
Yeah.
Then in 6 months, but yeah, it was a pretty somber conversation. I didn't really like how he just beat around the bush though. Like I want a doctor to be authoritative and just say, you need to take this medicine. Like, don't even say like you're in danger. Just say, "I'd really like you to take this medicine," or "Take this medicine. I'm writing you a prescription. I'm your doctor.
Yeah.
I'm your healthcare provider."
You know that attitude? That is exactly how women want to be pursued by men. Like, maybe we could go out. It's like, no, we're going out.
Yeah.
And this is the place. You're going to be there. And if she really doesn't want to go, like she won't, but she will like the assertiveness of someone taking the lead and saying, "This is what's going to happen." So
yeah, that's the way I want to be taken. I want to be taken.
I want to be courted by a doctor in the same way a man courts a woman.
Did I tell you he asked me, he was like, "What do you want to do about this thing?" It was like a separate.
What is this thing?
My testosterone. He's like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Would you tell me? What should I do? That's what I'm paying you for, brother." And then he's like, "Well, I just maybe take this medicine." I'm like, "Okay."
I don't want to violate any, like, what is it? HIPAA. I don't want to have a HIPAA violation on the show, but like, can I, I think I saw the number. May I recite it?
Yeah.
It was like 285, right?
I think it was a little low. I think it was 214.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty low.
Because I think average for men is like anywhere from like 300 to 1,000.
Right.
In that range.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do about it?
Yeah. What do you want to do about
Gonna
it? I don't
take
know.
some TRT.
I'd see it. I thought about that, but I think that potentially once you're on that, and I know some people will disagree with this, but you're like pretty much on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to really, your balls aren't going to, your testicles, I should say, aren't going to make their own anymore. You're just going to be
that
dependent.
pretty much, depending on how much TRT you're taking, if you take exogenous testosterone, your balls will stop producing it.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. I'm not quite ready for that.
But you still have it. You still have the T in you.
Yeah, kind of. It's not what it once was. But I don't think mine was ever off the charts. Probably it was
Most
probably
men
on
aren't.
the low end.
I think average is probably pretty, I don't want to say low, but for your age, I'd probably say about 300, 350.
It
like
is
natural.
Concerning that like my buddy's on it. And he's like, I'm like, dude, he says that he's not having kids or anything. Like he has one kid. And so he's not gonna have any more kids. But I'm like, you're on that now. No, I'm taking some some other drug that doesn't shrink up your testicles. I'm like, I just don't think that that's a thing. But I don't know. Maybe I should ask my doctor.
Is he taking like steroids or is he taking a TRT? Like, has this been advised by a doctor?
TRT. Yeah, but kind of. But they have those doctors now that you call in for like if you want boner pills or something like that.
Like a male clinic.
Yeah,
male health clinic.
Some doctor who goes,
sure.
yes, you need this. Here you go. It's like the weed doctor, same thing.
Yeah.
What's your issue? I don't know. I was R-worded when I was 16. Okay. Well, you're going to need some medical marijuana.
I said the wrong R word in my head and it didn't make sense.
I'm R-word. Okay. Guess what?
Like,
you need boner pills and weed. That's what you need to get healthy. Maybe some TRT. I don't know. Let's just throw it up there. See what happens. See what sticks. What do you want to do about it? That's the thing. The doctors ask you what you want to do. But yeah, so I'm gonna take this medicine and hopefully I will not die.
Are you? Next few weeks. You know, the horrible part of this is that news like that from a doctor can cause immense amounts of stress.
Yeah. Well,
which probably isn't good for your heart,
right.
which could lead to a heart attack. So when you do inevitably have one, the doctor will be like, should have gone on it sooner, when really it was his fault because he freaked you out.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that I'm really stressed all the time.
Oh, so your body is adapted to it.
I'm max stress all the time.
What are your biggest stressors in life, do you think? Average. Like, you know, of course, sometimes it's like this and sometimes it's that. But like, generally speaking, what is like your biggest stressor in life since you were 18?
Oh, well, it's just been the drive to succeed in, I guess, career has been the big. Haven't been too lucky in love until I met my current my fiance now. So I guess I did get lucky in love, but I was more driven towards a career and a very specific career of broadcasting in the FM or AM bandwidth. So I was very concerned with that. And it's still troublesome because I'm doing the job I have now, which isn't that bad. I've been doing it for a long time, but I'm like, this looks like I'll probably be doing this the rest of my life now, potentially. I mean, I understand that things could change, but that's still a big stressor in my life.
I would say money is mine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kind of along the same line.
Where it's just like, you know, you hear people say like, oh, when you're in your 20s, like you're struggling, and then in your 30s, you're more secure. Not for me.
Didn't happen for me either.
It's actually worse in your 30s when you have money problems, at least as far as I've experienced it, because you feel like you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like in your 20s, you're like, this sucks, but you're supposed to be struggling. And then in your 30s, you're like, I thought this was going to be over.
Yeah. You know, I remember talking with in the early days, well, of the show, not that it's super advanced now or anything, but I got JB Smoove. Do you know who that is? He's on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a comedian too, I think.
JB Smoove. I always get him in the what's the guy's name? Church pastor. You know what I'm talking about? He's like a church
Pastor Troy. The rapper.
Black guy.
Yes. I assumed.
He used to like open for Johnny and stuff. Churchill, pastor.
Preacher Lawson.
Preacher Loss. I knew it was him.
Yeah.
Church thing.
Yeah. No, not him. He's Leon from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, that's
JB Smoove.
And he's from this area?
No, he was doing a show at the Palladium.
Oh, okay.
And I went, but back when, before we started this format, where it's just kind of just you and me, I would get guests.
Right, I remember.
So I got like some decent, I got Creed from The Office. That didn't go well. The connection was bad. And I remember I tried to text him. I texted him, said, I'm sorry about that. And he said, don't ever text this number. And I was like,
who is Creed from The Office?
Creed Bratton.
What character did he play?
Played Creed.
Oh.
In The Office.
I don't know who that character is.
He's kind of a secondary character, older guy, gray hair. But he's a folk singer too, and he was doing a show here, and I booked him, and it did not go well. And it hurt my feelings when he said, don't ever text this number
this guy?
again.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh.
I guess I could pull it up here, but it doesn't really matter. I'm sure you either know him or you don't. But and then I got JB Smoove one time. And I remember this was probably, in the early inception of the homemade broadcast. And I was talking to him. He's a great interview. He hung out on the phone with me, just some idiot from a local, radio station, not even a big one, just a small community station for like a half an hour. And I remember saying something about, like followed your dreams and not having money and being in my 30s. He goes, oh, you should have money in your 30s. And I went, oh, I don't, though. And he was like, well, you should. And it wasn't really a great pep talk, but I remember him saying that to me. But the good news about the collapse of the economy and civilization is nobody has any money now. So that's good. There's a few people with a lot of money, and then nobody else has any money.
I would like to believe that's true. I don't think that it is. But here's the thing. The people that are making more money than us also have families and other expenses that we don't.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just kind of also in the hole. They're making more, but they're also spending more.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So
it's true. It's true. You need, I saw a story that people who are making, pulling in $100,000 a year are having trouble surviving in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about your mortgage is what, who knows, $8,000 a month. God knows where you live. You're trying to keep up with the Joneses.
It's just living is expensive. In general, my lady makes pretty decent money. But she was doing sales before. She had a bunch of commissions coming in. Now she's just on a modest salary, but a decent one.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a little concerned.
She's concerned?
Yeah. I mean, she makes way more than I make.
But I mean, in terms of her future or maintaining what she's got now?
Just money in general. I guess, we got a lot of expenses. I mean, we got a wedding coming up.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Lots of travel. And
yes, she was. Oh, we were talking about a few things about where you will be going soon and that it ain't cheap.
I'm going to be gone I have to figure something out, pre-record at night or something, so we can get a few of these out. But yeah. So I mean, it's not an easy existence. So it's just stressful in general. I think just normal life is stressful, but yeah, I think probably, there's not a day that I don't think about the radio station and think about, oh man, I'd sure like to be there and be a part of that. That's stressful. I try not to, I don't really listen anymore. And it's not, because I'm like, oh, screw those people. It's just it hurts me.
Yeah.
To hear everybody and you're not a part of it.
Yeah, not a part of it.
But yeah. Anyway, more productive conversation. Did you see that we got a new pope?
I did see we got a new pope.
What do you think of the pope?
I like his brother.
Good, because that's what we're going to talk about. The brother has made news over the weekend. He lives in Florida. Of course he does. And he got into a little bit of heat. There he is right there. The Pope's on the right. This guy's on the left.
Louis, that's his name. That's my boy Lulu.
Lulu, love it. His older brother, Lou Prevost, Port Charlotte. Okay, down there, that is a boomer paradise, boy. Naples.
Where is Port Charlotte?
It's
exactly?
South. It's about 2 hours, an hour and a half, maybe south
of
Sarasota.
Oh, why did I think it was on the East Coast? Okay, I know what that is. It's kind of by Northport.
Yeah. I think it's
Cape
more towards
Coral?
Venice. Like
Okay.
Venice is another good one. Naples is where like the rich
Yes, I'm
old
familiar.
boomers live. Port Charlotte is like the upper middle class boomers, I think.
Fort Myersy area.
Yeah, a little nicer than Fort Myers, I think.
Okay.
But
Let's
he got in some trouble because it's he said some terrible things about some Democratic politicians. Not nice. And what did he say? I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it was his. I think if you keep going down, you're gonna see.
Okay. There's Nancy Pelosi there, looking good, young Nance.
This is 96, I believe.
Yep, love that. And there he said some very. Oh, that's not him.
That might be like his alias or something.
Artie Specht. He says these effing. He's used the word though. Liberals crying about tariffs is just unreal. Do they not know that there's a thing called video? Just listen to what this drunk C, that's a very inappropriate term for a woman's anatomy that we don't say, has to say in the mid-90s, long before her husband had Grinder date. That's not. So is this his burner then?
Yeah.
Or he just shared it?
Oh, he shared. I get it. So someone else wrote that and he shared it.
He might not even
shared the post from another Facebook user who I see what's going on here.
They don't know how to use, the internet.
Yeah, I totally thought he wrote that, which
that would have been really funny.
If
he did, but unfortunately not. The Pope's brother also shared his opinion on Elon Musk Doge gender issues in Fox News on February 21st. The brother shared a meme of a blue-haired liberal with her child at a doctor's office. That was I haven't seen this yet. Okay, so it's an AI kind of photo of a doctor and a child and a blue-haired lady crying, and it says, if your child isn't trans,
no, he says your child
isn't trans, you're just a S parent. Okay, that's not nice.
That's the diagnosis.
Listen, even if you have sentiments where you might agree with this point of view, I get it why you would find it detestable, and I also could see why you might be like, yeah, there's something to be said for that. Don't post it online. There's just no reason to do any of that, to inflame. And there's the other side does it too. Like, I've been seeing posts that are just bonkers and wrong, like easily fact checkable, but you just, I don't
know. I actually am going to take that back. I'm going to reserve that advice for people like you and I who are still kind of in the job force. But if you are retired and you have money and you live in Port Charlotte, let it eat. Write whatever you want. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You don't want to talk to your family? Well, they're going to be dead in 6 years anyways, just like you. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point of view. A day after President Trump won the election, the Pope's brother had a simple take. He said, I tolerated Obama for 8 years and kept quiet. Here's my issue with the whole quote unquote, let us all be the United States again that we heard from Joe Biden for the past 4 years. The Democrats have gone and scorched the earth. You have salted the fields, and now you want to grow crops. The problem is 75 plus million of us have memories longer than a hamster. Not too inflaming.
Tell him, Lou.
Also, totally, okay, that's a rational take. It's not, sharing a post with the C word in it. It seems like a pretty rational, but it's just an odd thing. Imagine just being outside and just saying what he just said out loud. Like, who are you talking to? You're not in a conversation, right? You're just like, boom, making a post.
Yeah.
And then having people react to it. There's just not much benefit. Either you're going to get some thumbs up, or you're going to get some people that say F you.
Right.
And it's just a shame that you lose people. I am shocked. I don't even really post online, but I am shocked. You have the memories on Facebook that you can kind of go through.
Unfortunately, yes.
Dude, I was looking through.
See what you wrote in 2014 and just cringe all day.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even things that I wrote, but just the people who I'm no longer connected with online. Just all the comment, I would, you get comments and you go, oh yeah, I forgot about this person. We're not connected. Might have been me that, severed the ties, but I think it was probably the other people.
They wrote obscene things, or you're just oh, I don't even talk to that person anymore.
My theory is I was, on a large station in the Tampa Bay area on a night show for 5 years, and I was very free with my opinion and my thought. I was like posting online, but on the radio, and having conversations based on these posts. So I would say stuff like, for example, I tolerated Obama for 8 years and kept quiet.
Yeah.
And I would say that on the radio.
Right.
And then people would call in and get mad or be like, you're right.
Yeah.
And then we'd have conversations.
That
so I
would
would
then
post,
bleed over. Oh, you.
and I think my theory is that I got a reputation as, oh, this guy's a Republican. So I don't want to be friends with him because I lived in St. Pete.
Oh, but the posts that you were looking at, the memories have nothing to do with that.
No.
I see.
So we're just not connected.
I got you.
Anymore.
Gotcha.
But I think it might happen to everybody where you're just not connected.
I think I know how to save the union. May I just sidebar, or
Sure.
Are we done with this one, or should we? I had a conversation with my uncle the night before last.
Yeah.
Maybe it was last night. I can't even remember. I have no conception of time. Oh. Should we shout that out?
Yeah, let's do that. Well, first, Gary. Thank you, Gary.
Gary, thank you so much.
This show shall grow with your help, Gare. Gare Bear. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Nice donation. Very nice. And then the wizard. Philly loves Anna Hummel.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Dang.
And I love Philly.
That's very nice.
You guys are sweet. Great town.
Is this somebody that you met in?
I think it's someone I know from Twitter.
Okay.
That maybe, got exposed to me through WPHT 1210. Shout out Kale and Company and the rest of the guys and gals out there.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Great team of people. Just amazing. And then it's also when you come from a place like I came from, the bar is so low that when anyone is just like nice to you, I'm like, you guys might be the best team I've ever worked
You guys rock
in this town.
Yeah.
No, but they truly are like super cool guys and gals.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, my idea to save the union.
Yeah.
Get a call from Uncle Mike. Okay, Uncle Mike and I. He sent me something in the mail, and I thought it was for my birthday. Silly me. And I open it up, and it's the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Like folded on an article, and it says, Anna, I think you'd find this interesting.
Oh.
Have a read, Uncle Mike. So I'm like, wow, this must be something like super nuanced that I can really relate to. It was just about podcasts.
Oh.
And it was like a 10-page long article. So I read like a page or two waiting for something to drop. Nothing did. It was about this guy, Hassan Piker, who is like a major dude on Twitch, hates Israel.
Annoying.
Right, exactly. So I started reading it, and I didn't understand the point. And so we were playing phone tag for about a week, me and Uncle Mike, who is my mother's brother. So finally connected. Sorry. And he tells me the most amazing story I've ever heard when it comes to, in terms of like jogging my mind for a perfect idea so that we can create harmony in this country again. My uncle tells me he's 74 for the record. Okay. And his wife, who is in academia, lifelong Democrat.
Yeah.
Lifelong
sure.
Democrat.
Yeah.
And I have a very calm conversation with him, which was nice to be able to talk with someone and there's no screaming.
Yeah.
And he tells me, he goes, over the weekend, I went to a protest. I'm like, oh, what kind of protest did you go to? He goes, I'm sure you know, but he goes, I don't like Trump very much. I go, I'm aware.
That's okay.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
So he goes, me and Aunt Linda got on a train. They live in Jersey, for the record. They're going to New York City. They get on a train and they find themselves with two gays for Trump headed to the same protest, opposite sides of the protest. They all four got lost, and they had to work together to navigate where to go to find this protest that they were going to be on opposing sides of.
Yeah.
And they became friends.
Love that.
And they were shaky. He goes, we talked and we shook each other's hand and everyone was very civil, but we had to work together because all four of us got lost. Could you imagine getting lost and you're both trying to find the protest and you're going to be screaming at each other as soon as you get there?
Yeah, or stabbing each other,
like,
things.
but we need to work together. And I was laughing so hard, and I'm like, this is how we save the union. I had a great idea for like, and I'm sure someone will steal this, but for like a reality show, two MAGA people, right? From middle of Tennessee somewhere, and two people from Portland, Oregon, put them together in an escape room. They must work together to accomplish a mission. I thought that was such a great, beautiful story about these two groups of people that should hate each other. And they both got lost and had to help each other navigate to get to a place where they would then yell at each other.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's true. And I think I do believe that even if you have differences and, who you would vote for example, you're probably pretty similar and probably a pretty civil person, but there's something about the online tribe that just makes you a complete demon. It's like being in high school and being a kid again. Like you just are mean online.
Yeah.
I think just to touch on this story one last time, he probably didn't see. I would wager that he probably didn't see that the original poster called Nancy Pelosi the C word, but maybe he did. I don't.
He probably thought it was funny.
But he seems like he has a pretty rational take, online. When he's just talking about, the prior administrations. There was no curse words. There was no. It's silly. It's meaningless. You're only going to make people either give you a thumbs up or get really mad at you. But if you're face to face, usually it's fine with everybody. We are going to say goodbye to Radio St. Pete. Be nice to each other. Join us on willsyoutube.com, hmbradio.substack.com. And 6 p.m. we'll be back next week, hmbradio.live or willsyoutube.com is the easiest one. You can join us, leave comments. Thank you to the Wizard and to Gary Bear.
Thank you both so much
for donating on the super chats. And we'll keep it going. I mean, we've been doing at least a half an hour extra, if not sometimes an hour extra. So we'll see you over there. Have a great week. Goodbye. And hello, we're back.
Hi.
Yeah, that's good. And I like that. Did they get lunch after the protest?
Probably not. I think I asked my uncle, which is great when you actually care about someone and it's not online and I can actually try to understand where they're coming from. I know that's like a crazy take, but I said, Uncle Mike, what is your biggest gripe with Trump? I'm sure there are many, but what are you really fearful of?
Can I guess what he said?
Yeah.
Well, there's just so much.
No, I asked for specifics and he started going into I'm worried about the Constitution. I'm like, and he goes, I'm worried about people's rights, like trans people's rights. And then he goes, but as if to give me a concession, he goes, I don't like what they're doing with the kids. Indoctrinating them with the gender stuff in school. And he goes, and I don't think that trans women should be competing in women's sports. And I said, Uncle Mike, that is the Republican platform when it comes to trans rights. And he's just no. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. Nobody cares about adult trans people. No, they might be that's weird. Basically, no one cares what the reason why everyone is so on the ass of the LGBTQ thing is because they started going after the kids, trying to indoctrinate people, trying to make it so that if your kids say, hey, I feel like I'm in the wrong body, and the parent says, no, you're not, that the kid can go leave home, go somewhere else and get gender affirming care behind the parent's back. Not cool. And then also with the sports thing, my uncle totally agrees. So I'm like, Uncle Michael, I kept saying, are you still a Democrat? Because I go, I'm a 90s Democrat. You're probably a 90s Democrat, but you're still a Democrat because things have changed. So he's not on board with woke ideology. It's like he's not listening. He goes, I'm a Democrat. I've always been a Democrat. I'm going to be a Democrat till I die.
Yeah.
And then when he sees all this crazy stuff, he goes, it's just a few people. I'm like, really?
It's the platform of the party.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of, people on the left are kind of fighting. I think James Carville came out and said, we got to stop with the wokey stuff and start talking to normal people again, working class people, because they were kind of the party of, the working class.
Absolutely.
And something changed there. It was just
the rich billionaire became the spokesperson for the working class. That's insane.
But you still see it on the other side where they'll be like, Republicans are the party of billionaires. And I remember talking with my friend about that. And I was like, there's been more billionaires that donated to Kamala Harris and the Democrats than Republic. I mean, he's got a few. They actually had a few this time. And I know there was always like
there are a few.
the Koch brothers and stuff like that. But
and there's a lot of billionaires that you don't know their name, and they're probably supporting Donald Trump.
Sure.
But here's the thing: like Donald Trump is the party of both. He is the spokesman for the working class and also the rich billionaire, because he's more of a hands-off, like leave it to the states, laissez-faire type of guy versus the left that seems to want to be in everyone's pockets and controlling every move from the federal government to all municipalities, which is insane. Leave it to the localized states to handle their business. So.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I think that just the LGBTQ, the woke stuff is really it's just lost to men. I mean, men are in every color, white men in particular, but black men, Hispanic
not trans men.
Not trans men. They do have the trans men demographic.
Sure, right? Men.
But it's not a winning strategy. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm just fascinated by this cultural divide we have where it's like, I don't even think we just have such opposite opinions. But I think if you were to sit down and talk like your Uncle Mike, you have the same point of view.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But it's just they watch, their cable news stations.
Read the New Yorker.
And they just can't. It's programmed. There's just like, I'm a Bucks fan. I'm not moving to a new city and going to join the Ravens. I'm still going to root for the Bucks, even if I'm in Baltimore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's.
And the article that he sent me of Hassan Piker, who I'm vaguely familiar with, I said, Uncle Mike, do you know who this guy is? He goes, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Because the whole article was about him. And I'm like, I'm just letting you know, Jewish Uncle Mike, he hates Israel. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, maybe we should do a little research.
Nobody knows anything. And that's what I'm
just
finding
seems
out
like
too.
He was just like, I don't like the rhetoric, like things that don't matter was what he was told should matter. Like we can't have a president with this kind of bad decorum and horrible etiquette, and he's not nice and he doesn't act like a president. I'm like, how about closing the border? That might be a more important issue. And he did give me a concession on that. He goes, yeah, the Democrats like really dropped the ball on that. So then I'm like, why then are you continuing to vote for people who are dropping the ball in every single arena? Is it just because you think in your mind, I have to vote for a Democrat because I'm a Democrat?
Well, and just the constant, like you said, the Constitution was a big thing with him. And that's obviously this time around they're going, he's a dictator and, he's a fascist. And, you hear those words, those are obviously big buzzwords. And, people, if you're just checking out MSNBC or CNN and they're telling you that this guy is destroying the Constitution, you're going to start to go, he's destroying the Constitution. How is he destroying the Constitution?
Yeah, I would like to know.
Well, he's deporting people.
Obama deported more.
I don't know if he's deported more this go around because we had 20 million people come in.
Well, we haven't really deported that many. It's not like we've deported all 20 million. The people that they're going after now are like rapists and child predators and stuff like that. They may go after the people who are just here illegally, but are like law-abiding non-citizens.
There are some that have been caught. I mean, there was the guy that was, part of the national news who supposedly had the MS-13 tattoos.
Yeah, who beat up his wife.
Yeah, may or may not have. I don't know. But that was a big thing. I saw somebody post somebody in St. Petersburg, actually, who was a resident of Spain, that was apparently, according to this post, anyways, I can't confirm or deny it, but went and visited Spain and then got detained by ICE and got sent back to Spain permanently. And she's just like an older lady who's like part of the music scene here. And I go, yeah, I don't really like that. But also, you can't just show up to places. Yeah. I can't go to Spain and just be like, I'm going to live here. Right. If I get caught, they're going to send me back home.
Yeah. And you're lucky you're going back to Spain.
Right.
Somewhere else. It's not like I'm going back to Venezuela.
But, there's a lot of, and I get the point. Like, it makes sense. Like, the You know, illegals apparently under the Constitution have right to a fair trial, and but okay, yeah, but also there's 20 million of them. Like, how long? Trials take a long time.
No, you send them back.
I mean, I think that's true, but I can at least see the argument where there. Yes, I mean, I
it
think
says that in the Constitution that people
Yeah.
who are here illegally deserve a trial.
Yeah,
What? Okay. For
some amendment. I don't know which one.
all right.
I'm not a good.
I don't know. I don't know if that is.
But I remember asking AI about it, and it went through.
Well,
And it
George
concluded
Soros
that
AI.
yes, technically they do, but these are also circumstances that the forefathers never saw, where you're just going to have a, you know, quote unquote invasion, however you want to verbalize
well, I mean, they
it.
added a lot of things after.
Yeah,
so the Bill of Rights.
That's probably what they'll have to do, is amend the Constitution to apply only to citizens or something, because you can't try 20 million people who came here
Some
illegally.
of whom are
you don't have the
kids,
time.
and,
I mean,
like,
how
yeah.
long would that take?
Forget
Decades, hundreds of years, maybe.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
gotta
it's not
just throw them out.
Yeah,
Just
it's
throw 'em
not.
out.
It's not reasonable
Mhm.
to do that. But even deporting that many people too is really difficult. And
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot that remain.
a lot of resources. I'm not saying wasted, but like could have been prevented had we just stopped them at the border. And I mean, it got to the point it was really, really bad. I want to say in 2023, where, you know, not that I was calling for violence, but I was like, I'm like, these guys have guns, right? You go, hey, if you step over that mark right there, I'm gonna have to shoot you in the head. And you say it in Spanish, you say it in Chinese, you say it in Senegalese, you say it in all the languages. And then you go, hey, if you take 2 more steps, I'm gonna have to shoot you in the head. And then they take 2 more steps and you shoot them in the head. And then nobody comes over the border anymore.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but can you just imagine the visualization of that? That could be like a Tiananmen Square moment.
Yeah,
You know,
I
that
don't
lives in
care.
the
Yeah, I mean, I
get it.
understand. I understand like the backlash that would occur and all that. But I'm just saying, to save the union, and maybe we should start implementing Poland's immigration policies, which I like, which are, if you breach the border and you try to come over, we're going to shoot you in the head. And guess what? They don't have any problems over there. They don't have any terrorism over there. They don't, most of the people there are very law abiding citizens because they're all Poles. They don't really take a lot of people in because they want people who come into the country legally that share their values. They've taken in a lot of Ukrainians, but these people have been vetted. Obviously, they have to leave their war-torn country, and they're not coming from places like the Middle East and Africa, where people there clearly don't share the same values as the Poles. So I'm just saying, maybe we need to start shooting people in the face.
New right podcast here today with Anna Hummel.
I don't even think it's like right wing. It's just right, like versus wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it is. But that's what I mean, though, is like we're at a point now where somebody's hearing this and going, "Oh my God, that is crazy."
But if someone was breaking into your house, you're allowed to shoot them. You're in my house.
What I'm saying, but this is in your house. This is a country, land of the free, home of the brave. People should be able to come here and prosper in this country.
Yeah,
that's what America was founded on. This is what I'm saying. This is what you're up against.
I understand.
And I'm
this
not.
Country was built on immigrants. Yeah, and they had to make their own way, and their wages weren't subsidized. They weren't put in the Roosevelt Hotel in the middle of New York City. They weren't giving credit cards and clothes and shoes. You know, you were let into this country. They changed your last name. They gave you a slap on the back and they said, get to work. And you did, or you didn't. And you either survived or you died.
Yeah.
So.
And it was, I mean, I think the total of Ellis Island was like, I don't know what that time period was. How long?
The Gilded Age, let's say the big influx of like people from Italy and Ireland.
Like 5 million people or something?
Yeah, I've actually have no idea, but I would say from about like the 1870s to the probably 1900 was considered the Gilded Age, and that's when we saw like a boom in European immigration. Yeah.
But and I think it was like 5 million. It really wasn't that, like when we got 25 million that crossed in 3 years who just came here and showed up. And then, you know, got government benefits and, you know, et cetera, to your point. And
they learned the language. You know, they weren't given handouts and they were told to get to work, and they did just that.
Yeah, there wasn't any, there might have been charity, but certainly not government funded welfare.
No,
or
no, it was more
benefits.
like the communities probably took care of each other. You know,
Yeah.
like the Irish people
Yeah,
that
they
were
had
already here
they
took
had
care of
the
the Irish people.
neighborhoods.
So, you know, it was kind of like crowd-funded help, which I'm totally cool with. That's why those entities exist, churches and other things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's but again, like I said, it's just somebody is hearing your words and going, I completely disagree with that. We should have unfeathered. Whoever wants to come here should come here. And you just go, to me that sounds crazy.
yeah, legally if you want to come here, but you're gonna
and we
seep
have
in through the border.
It's not even like a weird thing to say anymore, or an offbeat thing to say. Like, that's the platform of the opposing party in the country. And then when eventually, unless Donald Trump does become king, which frankly I'm not against at this
At this point.
but you're gonna have a Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or some new party that's gonna come in and take control of that executive branch and just be like, yeah, I mean, I don't even think they're gonna hide. It's not gonna be like a NGO funded thing, like putting people through the border. It's gonna be like, yeah, just show up here, come on in, it's open.
That's pretty much how it was the last 4 years.
It was, but it was under the guise of non-government organizations doing it. Kamala Harris got up there and said, do not come,
and then just let
then they
everyone
came.
else. Yeah, and
all over the place.
Yeah, they did.
So
boy, did they.
Whatever you make of that, but
and then people losing their minds over like the 50 white Afrikaners.
That's but
I'm like, how many were there? I was thinking like maybe there were like 1,000. There was 50.
I thought it was 20. I didn't even know it was that many. Let me pull up that story because I saw that. Oh, thanks.
Go Good back segue. Yeah. Oh, and then I want to hear the mail story.
Oh, the mail story.
I need
right.
The mail story. Sure I do
that. Where is it?
It was like a Twitter.
How do you even say that word, Anna?
Oh, where?
The church.
Episcopalian?
Is that it, really?
Episcopal Church.
Episcopal Church refuses to resettle white Afrikaners, ends partnership with the U.S. government. So I guess they had a deal, NGO, to resettle people who came into the country. This is one where I saw people, my friends on the left, were very upset about because it's racist because they're white. So we want white immigrants. We're deporting brown immigrants.
Wait,
that's inherently wrong.
Church refuses to resettle white Afrikaners?
Yes, and they had a partnership with the U.S. government where they were getting, money to help resettle refugees.
But they were. See how it says refuses to resettle? So it makes it sound like they blocked them from coming in.
No, they can't do that. But what they would do is refer them once they got here to the church. The church would help them find
gotcha
places to live and food and clothe them.
Yeah.
Like that. So this church, which is crazy because even the churches are so corrupted too, a big segment of them anyways, completely hollowed out with this new state ideology. They're just like, we're not going to work with you to do this. To resettle, you said 50. I thought it was 20.
Well, that's what
white people from South Africa.
They said it was 50 people.
Yeah. Well, you might be right. I mean, I'm just saying, I thought it was even
less
less than
as you can imagine, there were some people on that panel I'm sure you could guess what they may have looked like, were not happy. And they started suggesting that like, well, there's people in Sudan that need resettling, people in Senegal that need resettling.
That's right.
And people in Syria that need resettling, and the right wing guy was just like, it's 50 people and you're upset about it. You weren't upset when 20 million came over.
Yeah.
During the Biden administration.
I saw a screen cap. I was flipping through Twitter a little earlier, and it was like, there's been some pretty well documented. There's been documentaries about the violence that's occurred, to these farmers, based on. Is it based on race? I don't know. Is it a racial
they're
thing?
like taking back the land. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not just that they're taking the land, they're murdering people in cold blood. Did you see that road with all the crosses?
Yeah.
It's like thousands and thousands of crosses of people have died in these like riots and raids of their land.
The story I saw, which I'm hesitant to bring it up. I don't want to do disinformation here, but it was a screen cap from a news article, a supposed one, anyways. And it said that a grandmother died due to shock, had a heart attack or something because she was bound up and forced to watch her granddaughters be raped.
Yeah, it's sick.
Dude. Like, I don't know if that's true, but like I said, I have seen some pretty, and it's unfortunately, it's reporters that live on the right side of the spectrum, and they're just automatically like, is it just if somebody on the right, a Republican or on the right hand side of the spectrum report something, it's just like the left will just be like, in the mainstream, just be like, that's not true.
Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what is true is that Brian from Philly just donated $20.
Oh, Bri.
What does it say? What?
How Christian of them.
Oh, right.
Thanks, Bri.
Brian, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Dog. Yeah, you're right. Let's get better placement here for this. I got to take it down, Bri. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, they absolutely just dismiss it. I hear that all the time. Well, where'd you hear that? Fox News?
Yeah, and then they just go, well, that can't be true.
Sometimes, yes. Yeah, I have a very diverse media diet. Sometimes I get my news from there. Sometimes I don't.
There was a documentary that I think Rebel did in Canada, which is like their conservative outlet, YouTube,
Yeah.
It seemed pretty well sourced to me. I don't know if I watched it, but I mean, I've heard interviews with the filmmakers and like they talked about their film. I think he had to buy it. I don't really want to know about this stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's pretty well documented. They had interviews with people who have been dealing with a lot. So is the claim that, well, these just, it's either a lie or I guess it's just a lie, right?
I guess so.
Or that there's other people that are more important that should be brought here that need help.
I think it's just like, why are we prioritizing them? And why isn't the right making a big stink about them? And it's because they're white. Oh, it's because of neo-Nazis, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and there was also that clip that you sent me or that you put in the prep. The woman said that they were from an apartheid state and that there wasn't actually a genocide going on among white farmers. And that all the black people were doing was just taking back the land that was rightfully theirs because it was changed in the Constitution that this land no longer belongs to them. And these white people just don't agree with the Constitution. So they're just granted refugee status automatically into America because they're white. It's not because they're getting murdered.
So,
and she said, what she said? She's like, these white people, she goes, these white people should go back to their native country, which is Germany. And someone goes, it's Holland.
Yeah.
It's actually the Netherlands. It's called the Netherlands.
Yeah.
But she didn't even know where these white people were from. She didn't know that Afrikaners are Dutch.
Sure.
She was like, they're German because she thought like Dutch, Deutsch. I don't know what she was thinking. Yeah. She's a dumbass.
Yeah.
That's what she is. She doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So that was infuriating. She doesn't even know where these people are from. She has no idea what's going on. She just assumed like white people. In her mind, she's like, white people can't be oppressed. It's like, actually, they can.
They're being murdered.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Country. No, I mean, well.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. Because it's like I'm pretty good at understanding others' points of view, I think. And a lot of times I'm like, yeah, I may not agree with it, but I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but no.
You're wrong.
It's just, that's no. And this one was another one of the people were going nuts online about this. Like, just saying that, of course, to them, it's proof that this administration is white supremacist because these people happen to be white. It does suck that they're white, kind of. Like, it would be nice if they were a nice shade of brown. And then just
because it would quiet. But it would be good for optics.
Yes, but also, no, they wouldn't care. They just wouldn't report on it. They wouldn't be like, Donald Trump took in these 20 nice mocha brown refugees who are having a really tough time in South Africa. Like, they just wouldn't report on it and then wait for him to, take some whites in. And now it's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, that's where we're at. Where it's like, we can't live together.
God, I want to say some Anthony Cumia type stuff, but I'm not.
I'm
not gonna do that. I'm not.
You can't.
God forbid if I do that, I might end up on WABC.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
but no, I'm not. I'm not Anthony Cumia, so I won't say that. But if just having some thoughts about, like, I see these people coming to the country, and I'm just like, I think it'll be all right.
I think
it'll be all right.
I was just amazed with the amount of vitriol that Mostly, most people in my friend group are white. Sorry, but I was amazed with how many of them
Disgusting.
were. I'm ashamed. I don't want these crackers around me. I need more black friends.
Right.
But they were just very vitriolic to the idea of, white people coming here who were being
Online, or were you having like a personal
online.
conversation
No,
with
of
them?
course not. This is something that never. That's what I mean. Going back to what we were talking about with the Pope's brother, like it's nothing that comes out organically. It's always online. It's such just a toxic mess.
Mm.
I don't like. I saw I have a Twitter account, but it's just for reading and like I'll post podcasts and stuff. HMB Tampa Bay, if you want to follow it. Don't really post anything, but Twitter's great for news and stuff. So I had to have one. I got rid of it obviously because it cost me a job, so I don't have one anymore. It's just not worth it. Being bombastic online is not.
No.
You can't do it. You can't do it. They encourage you to do it.
They do. They do. But you know what I've taken on the role of, and I kind of like it, especially because I'm not on the air. I mean, God bless Philly. Occasionally I am on the air there, but typically the conversation is not about us. It's about the issues, politics.
Yeah.
I've taken on more of a mysterious role, I feel like.
Yeah.
And whenever I especially because jujitsu is like my new crew, I don't ever talk about myself unless asked. And just like if no one is asking, don't share.
Not gonna volunteer.
Be mysterious.
That's a safe.
Every once in a while, I might throw something in there if they're talking about something and I can relate to it. But generally speaking, don't overshare.
No, don't
ever talk about yourself. Be a mystery. Be an enigma. Move. Observe.
Yeah.
Observe. I would say it's funny when I've been asked before, like, what have you learned like from radio? Like, what's the biggest lesson you've learned? And not from like the business side of things, but let's just say like in terms of communication, shut the fuck up. You don't need to talk, which sounds insane because most of it's like, gotta get in there. It's like, actually know when to shut the fuck up. Know when not to talk. And especially over the last couple of years, I've been making such a big effort to shut the fuck up because for 8 years I just talked about myself pretty much.
Yeah.
And now I like really listen to other people and I don't just wait to talk. There's a difference. You ever been in a conversation? I have recently with my sister. Talked to her actually for the first time in about a year. Good. She called me on my birthday. God bless her. But she is a type of person that doesn't really listen. She kind of just waits to talk.
Yeah.
Be a person that listens. Like if someone is saying something, like try to understand and hear them out and not just like interrupt them to relate it to yourself some way.
Yeah. Active listening it's just thoughtful. And also you can actually, obviously just have a connection with that person as opposed to just some people, honestly, they'll have no people to talk to. That's another issue that we're having. So when they get somebody, they just vomit all, and then you're just like, ugh.
Yeah. God. To the best of your ability, try not to do that and just try to listen to people. And then you kind of, I don't know, I feel like it helps you learn more about them if you can, things that are appropriate and not appropriate to say about in front of them, for example. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Don't want to expose yourself too soon. Sometimes I usually test, maybe you do the same, but I usually test with an off-color joke to see if this is my type of person.
That can be dangerous.
But not like a super spicy one. But
give an example.
I'd love to. So
a black guy, a Chinese guy, and a Jewish guy walk into a bar.
So when I went to go visit my cousin, they're white, much like me. If I am white, I think I am. And they have a little girl, and my cousin was turning 40. I went to Portland. There was a little girl. She was 2 years old. Okay.
Is it a girl, or are you assuming the gender?
I am assuming the gender, but I also think it's been confirmed that she is a girl. And
Did you pull a midnight and look at the teats?
No, she's 2. She's a toddler. I would go to jail for that.
Yes. Well, depends.
Well, I also was around during bath time, and the older brother.
Check the teats.
Older brother was in the bath, and he's 4. So the girl's 2, boy's 4, and he's like in the bathroom, and my cousin is kind of like letting me get involved. I'm like standing back, but he's like, "Oh, you want to?" I'm like, "All right," and we're like playing with the duckies and stuff.
And the children are nude?
It was just the boy in there, and he was like on his belly, face down, ass up, and he said, rub my butt. Said, rub my butt. And my cousin was right there, and I just said, I'm not falling for that one again. I mean, that was an off-color joke, but the little girl, okay, I walk into the house, I meet this little girl, and of course she has a black baby doll.
Okay.
She has a black baby doll. So
might have been on clearance.
Probably not. Probably paid extra. But I see the black baby doll and I get this little smirk on my face. And I'm like, let's just test out the waters. And I said, let's just say her name is Becky. I don't want to give any names away, but I go like, hey, Becky, what's your black baby doll's name? Can I guess?
Oh, no.
And I said it in front of the whole family. It was as if nothing was said at all. Just no one laughed. No one acknowledged.
What did you say? What was the name?
Well, I just waited. I thought my cousin would look at me and be like, Anna. And no one said anything.
They're just kind of looking at you, waiting for you to say.
And so I just I shut the fuck up the rest of the weekend. No more jokes.
Oh yeah,
no more jokes.
Yeah.
So that's a way of testing the waters.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Breaking news.
Well, I was just getting ready for the
the mail story.
The mail story. Yeah, not male as in boy and gender, but actual male.
You've got mail. Pattern
or do I?
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Want to find out. Do I have a mailbox at the radio station? That has been a ongoing concern of mine. And last I checked that I didn't. I got in a fight with JoJo over there. Not really. I just kind of sent her a crappy email because somebody, I don't know who, I have my suspicions.
Maybe it was Gary Doyle.
Oh!
Dale. What's the last name? I haven't a signature.
Gary Dale.
Dale. So sorry.
He just says intelligent show with no frat talk. Thank you. I think there is some frat talk, but we try to keep it to a bare minimum. Appreciate you, Gare. Second donation. Nice.
Thank you so much. God bless.
So I said, somebody, there's a little cubby room at the radio station, and there was all the personalities and office people all had a little cubby hole in case any mail showed up to the radio station. Sometimes, some people send personalities goods and whatever, packages.
Sure. I got many letters from prison.
That's right.
Yeah.
You did. I never really got anything. I think I got like one or two things, which was always cool. It's always fun to get something in the mail, And after I got in my squabbles with some people there, all of a sudden my mailbox was missing. And I had thought, I guess I'm getting fired. I didn't really think about that. It was just ass wipes.
Yeah.
I thought it was something about my job performance or lack thereof, because I really wasn't there. I would do occasional fill-ins, and I haven't even done that in probably a year. And I was doing my Saturday brokered show that is no longer on the radio station. So somebody took it down. I found out it was replaced and it was removed again. So somebody was just effing with me. Now, I said, send mail to the radio station. I gave the address out because I just, that's it. First of all, it's a good place to pick up. I don't really want stuff sent to my house.
No.
And there were some people that wanted to send stuff. Nathan wanted to send some stuff. He sent some gag gifts in the past. And he said he did send a package recently. Now, I haven't been to the radio station in a very long time. I do have to go in because I got to change my password for the email. So I'm going to have to go in and pick it up. The office manager said they would let me know if any packages came in. I had not heard anything from the office manager about any packages for me. So today, this morning, because Nathan was like, hey, I sent you your thing. Did you get it? I messaged John Setting this morning and I said, hey, will you look to see if there's anything in the mail room that's addressed to me. And he said, yes, I will do that for you. Many hours later, I got a response back. There is a piece of mail addressed to me in an Amazon package in my mailbox. So my mailbox is actually back with my name on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is good news.
Right? That's good news.
Yes, this is good news because in the prep, you put a sad face. You put a sad, like a crying.
So the update,
not happy face.
That was before I heard anything. I didn't hear anything from John until like 5 p.m.
Oh, so should we go there now and pick it up?
We could go. It's for you.
It's for me?
It's addressed to me, but it's Nathan sent it for you.
Oh.
And then I know our buddy Nick sent some shirts for us too that apparently have not arrived yet. Or Ryan. Ryan sent some a gift for us. So hopefully it will be there. I assumed that it was either stolen or somebody threw it away, or it's a gag gift. Keep that in mind. I won't spoil it for you what it is.
You know what it is?
I do know what it is. So, but it's for you, so I don't want to tell you.
Thank you.
You'll enjoy it.
Cool.
So that's good news.
This is great news.
I feel it's a little anticlimactic now.
I just was expecting bad news because, no offense, that's been kind of like the theme of your life lately. I got an update and it's bad news.
Yeah. No, it's good. I'm happy that my mailbox is back. And I guess maybe, I don't know if my apology was accepted from Johnny B's co-host on The Bone. Did you know that?
Is it official?
I think so.
Oh,
I don't.
JoJo's on with Johnny B.
It seems like she's there
every day.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Make sure you do your prep. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of JoJo recently and it made me a little sad. We used to be very close.
I always liked her, and I was very sad when I thought we weren't friends anymore.
Yes. Her daughter's birthday is the day before mine, and I saw her the day after she was born on my birthday in 2019.
That's a long
so
time
I was just
ago.
like, wow, like this feels special. We're gonna be friends forever. Nope.
Bros for life.
Yeah, no, but JoJo has always been like super cool to me.
Yeah.
And I know you had a spat, but it sounds like it all got worked out because you got a mailbox now.
My mailbox is back.
It's reinstated.
I'm excited
this is
about
great news. This is the best news I've heard all day.
I felt that there was really nothing I could do about it. The only thing I could do is complain, like go to HR.
But like, why?
That's not the move. So, it's just, I couldn't really I'm not there, so I couldn't advocate for myself. Hey, stop effing with my mailbox.
And you are, just to clarify, you are technically an employee.
Yes.
You don't have any shifts.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So my key card still works as far as I know.
Because someone asked me about that.
Yeah.
Recently.
Who?
As in yesterday. I don't know if I want to give it away, but I'll have you read it.
Okay. Yeah. Is it a good way or a bad way?
I don't know. It's the second half of the page.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Do you know what that's in reference to?
No. Maybe it's because she saw a package for me there.
Probably not. Probably not.
Because
she works on
there anymore?
Wednesday nights.
Is she still doing that?
I think so.
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't listened because it hurts my feelings.
I know.
It's not against anybody, in particular. Obviously, I have some qualms with some people there, but
that's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But it just hurts my feelings to listen, so I just don't anymore. But I'm excited that it makes me feel like there might be something down the line.
Yeah,
probably not. But anyway, yes, you can send. I don't want this to be a pity party now. You can send stuff, Neil. Yes, you can send stuff. I guess so. I'll go pick it up. Yeah. If you send something, let me know so I can go grab it. I have to go at night. Nobody's there at night now, which is good. won't run into anybody that I don't want to run into. They used to work the night shift, so I can go pop in and pick it up. And I'm glad nobody threw it away or stole it. That also makes me feel good.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I don't know, I might steal it. If it was
Now
somebody I
you
didn't
can
like.
still get into the building. You think? You think the key card still works?
I think so. I mean, it's been a while, but the last time I was there, probably 4 or 5 months ago, it worked.
If you were there last 4 or 5 months ago, don't you need to change your passport every 30 days? Otherwise, it like
No,
locks
it's
you
not
out?
30 days. It's like 3 months.
I'm sorry, every 3 months.
Yeah.
Can you do it remotely though?
I think so. I don't know. But I'll go in and do it since I have a piece of mail there for you.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So send mail if you want to send stuff to the radio station. Look it up and put my name on. Don't put Anna's name on it because it will get thrown.
No, we'll get burned on a show live.
Yeah. Put my name on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was excited. Brian doesn't care. I see your comment. Sorry, Brian, but I thought it was cool. And after I told the story, like I said, I felt a little anticlimactic, but
I was just expecting bad news.
Yeah, me too.
I thought you were gonna have a nasty like email from someone, or someone said something on the show about how they ripped your label off of the cubby because fuck you. And
Yeah.
yeah. So
yeah, I've not done well ingratiating myself to most people, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and I feel like it's so unfortunate because the people I feel, at least some of the people that don't like you, I feel like you should like Will. Like you guys would get on well. It's just you guys got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
And then that kind of set wheels in motion.
Yeah.
And then you not being there to kind of defend yourself and explain your situation doesn't help because they only have one side.
Yeah,
so it is what it is.
You're right, Brian. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You're right, Brian.
Shame.
That's
shame. Don't say that. He might die of a heart attack any day.
Yeah, that's true, Brian. I'm
Oh,
living on borrowed time.
You've just turned 40.
I have to get my medicine.
That's so young. You're young. You're a young man.
I was doing really good with my health, even though I was overweight. My blood work was always like pristine.
When was this?
Recently.
Even when you lived in your old place.
Yeah.
So if I may just go through the timeline of your fatness,
mm-hmm.
You were doing really, really well until Christmas of 23. I noticed that Christmas of 23, and by Christmas, I mean from September to mid-January 24. Okay. Like we're talking 3 months of, holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You put on a little bit of weight. And because I remember when you first moved into this place.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. You gained a little holiday weight, no problem. But then it got worse.
Well, yeah. And I talked about it on this. I was working 2 jobs and just staring at a computer for 13 hours.
Yeah.
So it was not a good time for me. And I feel like I'm coming out of that now. I was like running though. I was doing like 4 miles a day, 5 days a week. And not like, I'm not a runner, but I was walking fast and my feet were shuffling.
Is that your old place or here?
My old place, because it had the park. I lived near Crescent Lake, so I could go run around the lake.
I remember you talking about running shirtless, and it was freeing, but also you felt like you should wear a bra or like.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I remember you discussing that.
Yes, but I seemed like I was putting on weight then, and I didn't really understand what was going on because I wasn't even maintaining. I was slowly going up, and then I moved in here, got the 2 jobs, was looking at computer screen blue light for 14 hours. And I gained like 50 pounds last year. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight. So, and I was also drinking way, way, way too much. I cut down on my drinking too. Good. Not drinking during the week at all.
Good.
Started doing a little bit of weed.
You?
Gummy action. Yeah.
Ooh, how's that?
It's been all right.
Like to go to sleep or just to get through the day?
Well, it's just, I get so tired that I have to go to sleep.
Oh,
it's like I've seen you take an edible and you just go, I have to go to sleep now, and then you just lay down in the middle of a concert that's booming. We went to some concert. Anna took an edible and just went to bed in the middle, and people were like, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think so. She's not drunk." So everyone thought you were drunk, and it was so loud, and she just like a cat just laid down.
You could
and
like
curled up.
feel the vibrations of the bass through your body just knocked out.
And people were concerned about you, but
It
that's
was
kind of
not Big Day Out. What's the barbecue one? Backyard Barbecue.
something like that.
97X.
Yeah. And you just took a nap, and then you woke up and you were fine. Half an hour later. But that's what happens to me if I take any weed. It's like
Lights out.
I gotta go to bed now.
Yeah.
And I actually started with the THC drink, like the seltzer.
Yeah.
It's Delta 9. It's not really, but it's
Delta 9 is weed.
It's the same. Yeah.
Delta 8 is like the off-brand, off-label, whatever.
So I did that, and I kind of got a mild, panic attack, I guess. Very mild.
Yeah, that can happen.
But I was like, I'll just go to bed, and then I went to bed, and I had a great night's sleep. But then I got some indica gummies, real deal.
How many milligrams?
10. So at first I cut it in the quarters. And then because I didn't know what I could tolerate. So
dude, you're not a stick.
I know, but I'm afraid of having a panic attack.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I overdosed myself one time on edibles, and I had like a 3-day weed bender, I guess, where I was just stoned for 3 days. So edibles freak me out. I know you can take like a puff of a joint.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do a few of these.
I'll
be good.
I don't want to give any names away, but I think it was you who was there. I'm almost certain it was you. But do you remember someone that we both knew quite well? And he's like, I'm just gonna take this gummy, and the gummy was about this big, and I was like, how many milligrams is that? And he said it's 250. Do you remember who that was?
Is it Ian? I mean, it's no secret that Ian Beckel. Yeah, I saw him. He took like 3 major. He's
Ian,
like, these are 90 milligrams each, player. It's like, whoa!
What?
You better go home, Ian. You gotta go home. You cannot be here. But he was fine. He was just like
250 milligrams. You can't even handle. He's cutting his 10 in quarters.
Yeah, I was doing 2.5s, brother.
Oh my God. I was just like, Ian, no. He's like, I'll be fine. I just got to get upstairs.
Oh, you got to go home. Yeah, I remember being there for that. Yeah, but now I'm doing just a full 10 mg.
Yeah.
But I get really sleepy. Like I have no time to have a bad trip or anything.
What's the onset? Like you take it and then you're sleepy 10 minutes later? How long does it take?
Half an hour maybe. I don't have no conception of time.
Right,
so
sure.
I don't know. I really have no idea. It could be 3 hours or it might be 22 minutes. I'm not sure, but somewhere in that time frame. But it gives me a good night's sleep.
Were you having
very
issues
relaxed.
sleeping before?
Not really, but sometimes you get to a point where it's reached the end of the night. Maybe I did some work at night or something. Like I worked last night until 10 p.m. It's just one of those. With this job that I have now, could be nothing for 3 days, and you might get like a lot.
Yeah,
for like a few times a month, you just have a lot to do. And I don't like waking up in the morning and seeing 30 emails. So it's kind of the downside of working remotely, right? Is you can kind of work whenever you want.
Sure.
It's kind of like unlimited PTO, but you have to keep up with your work. Even though I technically don't have that, but I do.
Yeah,
I work remote.
Yeah,
you know? So instead of seeing 30 emails this morning, I just worked last night. And sometimes you go, maybe I'll have a little drinky poo, and while you're working, and then all of a sudden you're hammered, which is what happened to me many times, multiple nights, sometimes in a row. Things aren't going great. Hey, have a little whiskey.
Why did I write kind retards?
Because it's drunk. Yeah. Sometimes you get drunk at work. It happens, and when you work remote, it happens more often.
Right.
But yeah. So I know that it's poison, and I can't do that. So, and the good news is, like, I kind of like I could take down a lot of whiskey. Like I could put away a half bottle, no problem. And that's a lot of calories in that. That could be like 800-900 calories in a half.
Really?
Bottle. Yeah. Surprisingly, I didn't really know that until recently because I'm like, it's just alcohol. It's just like distilled.
Yeah.
The sugar's gone,
that
right?
kind of makes sense because I think like a shot of vodka is like maybe 70 or 80. And I know darker liquor always has more.
Yeah.
And then you times that by however money is in a half a bottle. Yeah, you're probably looking at about
Right.
7 to 8, 9.
Because a shot is like not. I mean, that's nothing.
I mean,
like,
for you,
take two, 3 swigs is a shot.
and you don't feel anything from that, do you?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you got. What how you're
Do you
feeling.
like being? Let me ask you this: do you like being hammered?
Hell yeah!
Really?
Shit is tight.
Oh wait.
Yeah, it's
I do
fun.
not like being I like being like
not sloppy.
Drunk to like pretty drunk, but I don't like being hammered anymore.
But I'm not like, what's hammered to you? What's the definition?
I start getting like nauseous. And
Oh no!
Getting the spins.
Well, I don't get that.
Right,
I
you just
get,
black out.
Hammered.
You just blacked out, Billy.
Not
and you
blacked
are
out.
so good at you are so good at being blacked out. You are the best.
But I don't black out.
Black router. Well, used to. I'd be like, "How we get home last night?" You're just like, "I guess we drove." I guess I drove.
No, come on.
What?
I don't think I did that.
Well,
I don't listen. I've done that in the past. I don't do that anymore. But maybe you're right. I don't know. Listen, the point is that alcohol was a big issue.
Got it. And we're cutting back on that.
I'm sure. Right? I mean, it has to, because like I said, you're getting those calories in you. Anywhere between, I'm guessing like a half bottle is probably 500 to 800 calories.
Let's see. What, like a shot of like, what's a typical, give me something like Maker's Mark. Is that something
you drink? Maybe we can just do the math on Google here.
Yeah. Let's find out how much you were actually
milliliters.
30 mils is a shot.
How many calories does a half bottle of whiskey have? 70 calories. Okay, it's not really. It's 70 calories for 86 proof, 1 ounce.
Okay, so 750 milliliters, right? So divide that in half. 750 divided by 2 is 375, and then divided by 30 times how many is in it? 70.
70 calories for.
That's 875.
Proof. Okay, for a half, that's probably about right.
Right?
So 500 to 800 was my guess.
Yep, 875.
So I mean, like, I didn't do that. That wouldn't be a common weekday.
Mm-hmm.
But I might have a few glasses, and that's what, a couple hundred, 300, 250.
Yeah.
You're throwing on at night. So I knew it wasn't doing me any favors, but I was also in a pit of despair.
Sure.
So I didn't really care for a while, and it took me a while to come out of it. So now something I was thinking about anyways. I think I brought it up many times. Think about getting back in there. I was walking, when I went to the doctor, I was excited to step on the scale because I was like, I'm walking many miles a day now.
And then what happened? There,
nothing. Gained 7 pounds
of muscle.
So I was like, uh-oh. And then once I got my blood work back, I was like, all right, I'm just going to start going to the gym. I have to.
Do you think your doctor, we're going to put him doctor in quotes, do you think your doctor was like losing sleep? He's like, I should told Will take those pills. And then finally he woke up today. He's like, I just can't take it anymore. It's
possible.
Will, you're going to die.
It's possible.
You will die. Will take pills. Will.
Yeah, it's possible.
You were keeping him up at night. I just want to let you know how dire your situation is.
Yeah, that's
not something you ever want to hear.
No.
From a medical professional.
Absolutely not. I didn't. But I mean, I'm glad he got the balls to just be like, take this medicine, because he was gently hinting. I'm like, I don't want to take any damn medicine, but all right, fine. I'll take the medicine for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, you get, hopefully, in 6 months, maybe my situation will be different and I won't have to take it anymore. Or maybe I might. I mean, a lot of it's genetics.
Or you might be dead.
I could die. So yeah, I mean, I got to take care of myself, dude. Thomas, so you shit yourself every now and again. I don't, but I tell you, at the gym, what is it about the gym that just makes you have to fart? Do you get that?
No.
Oh shit.
I mean, no. Do you eat before you go to the gym? Well,
I have lunch. I mean,
well, that's why.
But I don't go. I mean, usually I give it some time. I don't just pop right in there.
I know, but
I mean,
still.
I'm farting all the time. But man, I tell you, when you elliptical, when you're getting your legs up high, kicking your legs up high on a bike, I'm trying really hard, to hold.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm new, at this gym. I don't want
Right.
to. I don't want to overstep my bounds or, you know, potentially shit my pants on the
Yeah.
elliptical machine. I
Yeah.
don't want that. So no, I haven't shat myself yet. But
Have you ever taken like protein shakes?
yes,
Those make your farts real stinky.
yeah.
It's really,
I
really
don't
bad.
think those are good. I don't think that's good for
It's like
you either.
really, really bad.
Every time I
Protein
have
farts.
this app that you can scan and it tells you if your food's good or not, like if it has additives in it and stuff. And every time I scan like pre-made protein, it's like it's bad.
Well,
It's got
define
additives.
bad. Yes, of course. It's made in a lab, bro.
It's got additives.
What does that mean?
It gives you it's not good for your kidneys and your liver.
Right, but anything that has like a label on it
Just eat some eggs.
Anything that has a label on it was made in a factory or a lab.
Well, fruits have stickers on them with a barcode.
Yeah, stickers is different than like a package of cookies or a box of
But people
something.
think that protein's healthy.
I don't think it's not healthy. I don't think you can healthy and not healthy. It's so much more nuanced than that. Like I guess my question would be compared to what? Yeah, it'd be great if you could just eat like 1,000 egg whites all day, but most of the time people don't have time for that or the money for that, and it's easier to just take a scoop of protein and get 30 grams.
I wish I could find a protein that didn't have it's all shit that like, oh, this is an anti-coagulator.
I mean, it has like emulsifiers and things to like.
It's bad. It's such a chemical that they put in there.
They're all chemicals, though. Everything has chemicals. Even like your bananas have pesticides on them, and they're GMO because none of the fruits and vegetables we have now existed in nature a few hundred years ago.
Yeah,
they've all been modified by humans, either in the lab or just selective growing or whatever.
So you're saying I should just eat
who cares?
the protein?
Just eat the protein.
All right, I'll look into it.
I mean, what are we talking about? Like whey protein?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Like whey isolate, fine. And unless you have some sort of allergy, like you can't have dairy or something, or if it messes with your stomach, don't take it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just like, this isn't pure, neither is your freaking bourbon and stuff.
I disagree. The bourbon is pure.
Well, I'm saying it's not good for you to drink 900 calories of it, and you're worried about not having. You're like, the whey protein has additives. Meanwhile, you're drinking half a bottle of fucking bourbon every night.
Not every night.
Every other night. Just saying.
I don't know. I mean,
just because something isn't natural doesn't necessarily mean it's bad for you.
But this is bad for you. Like that's the thing is like you scan the anticoagulant, and there's studies that show that it causes a big uptick in cancers.
Okay, so then what are you gonna do? Don't have that. You're gonna just eat like, again, tons of egg whites, which if you buy it in a carton probably has additives too.
Yeah.
Preservatives.
Oh, definitely. If it's the cracked eggs that are
that are in the carton, right? So it's just like, what's the lesser of two evils here? Sort of a thing. Cause cancer. Everything can cause. Your phone causes cancer.
I know. We don't.
Your drinking causes cancer. If you smoke, that causes cancer. If you do none of those things and you work out every day, you can still get cancer.
I know.
It's largely genetic too. A lot of environmental. A lot of what you eat can cause cancer.
It's true.
You talk to the vegans, they go red meat causes cancer.
Yeah.
You talk to other people, they go the protein causes cancer. The vegetables cause cancer because they have the pesticides on them. What are you going to do? Eat ice for the rest of your life?
Lettuce.
Even that probably has cancer because the pesticides,
yeah,
and the listeria. Every 5 minutes, the romaine has listeria.
Mm-hmm.
I say stop worrying about it and try to do the best that you can. Eat some whole foods.
Yeah.
Lay off the whiskey. Don't smoke cigarettes.
I don't.
And you should be okay. You should.
We'll see.
And take your statins, folks.
Yeah. And get on those boys. So it should be fun. But yeah, I don't know what it is about the gym that makes my body just combust with fart. It's shocking.
Have you ever seen when like new moms try to fart their babies?
Yeah.
And they kind of move the legs like that, and then and the baby goes.
Yeah,
it's kind of the elliptical.
It is for me. It's you're right.
So
you're just kicking your legs up real high. That's what it is.
Mm.
And I'm already naturally gassy.
You give me that look like you're about to let one rip right now.
I could.
Could you?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you always holding back farts?
Yes.
Let one out.
I'm afraid what will happen, to be quite honest.
Do it. You won't.
I don't want to. And now the pressure's on. It's making
Exactly.
me.
So let it out.
It's crawling up into my body now. It's shy. Thank God. Thank God.
Fart.
Nope. I won't do it.
You just shake your pants.
That's what I'm
we
worried
end the
about.
show.
I got to be honest. Like I have a naughty meal today, so I'm not confident in my fart. I had Sonny's barbecue for lunch today. Yeah, so I'm not. The big deal, $7. I got an unsweet iced tea, a sliced pork sandwich, and some cheese curds. That's what I ate for lunch today. Not good. I did go
Did
to
you
the
tell
gym.
your doctor about that?
I did not. I didn't share that with him. I didn't share that information.
Don't worry, Doc. I've been
Usually-
taking extra special care of myself.
Usually I'm good during the week. I had some eggs and some toast, but today I got an email from Sonny's Barbecue and it said every Wednesday in March you get a big deal sandwich
March?
combo
May?
or May, yeah, and it's $7. Can't pass that up. So I didn't. I went and got. I needed a little treat for myself, so that's what I had. It was good too, boy.
Hope so.
But there's definitely nerve-wracking being on that elliptical today. So anyway, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Bye, guys.
Have a great week. We'll be back soon. You never know. Sometimes I was telling you, I'm gonna be gone for like weeks. So we're gonna have to like
do a bunch.
Pre-record. Yeah.
Yeah. When are you leaving?
I don't know. I don't know. Like soon. Like I don't know. I'll figure it out, but we'll hopefully, have some pre-recorded hangs with you guys. And thanks for tuning in. Thomas is around. Thank you, Brian from Philly, Gary,
the
Dale,
Wizard,
and the Wizard. You guys
Gary,
rock.
thank you guys so much, and everyone
Appreciate
else who's listening. Shout out to Holyoke Joe, who always listens but can't message us anymore.
I saw somebody try to get him. Somebody on the Rumble chat tried to get him.
Oh,
Be like, hey, they did the hey Joe to see if he was there, and he's held strong. He's
nice.
not, or he's not watching. It's possible he's not watching.
Nice.
Anyway, Neil, Sir Neil, Mark in Sarasota, Thomas. Thank you guys. You guys rock. We love you guys. And share the show, give it thumbs up, please. We'll be back on Wednesday, I think.
Hope so.
We'll have something.
Yep.
See you guys.
Bye.